You think you know someone, right? You think you found the one, the person you'll build your life with. But sometimes, the truth comes crashing down, and it's not just a lie, it's a betrayal that cuts deeper than anything you could have imagined. I never saw it coming, but the moment his mother whispered those words to me, everything changed. My name's Jared, I'm 30, and I've spent the last few years working my way up in a tech startup here in Chicago. I'm the kind of guy who puts his head down, works hard, and doesn't expect much in return. I've got a small, cozy apartment near the lake, and most mornings, I'm out running by the water before I head into the office. Life's simple, really, but then there's Alyssa, my fiancée. She's everything I thought I ever wanted. We met a few years ago, and from the first date, it felt like we'd always known each other. We clicked, we laughed, we even talked about what our future would look like, our dream home, vacations, kids. We were perfect together, or so I thought. There was always something a little off, though. It was Alyssa's family, specifically her mother, Charlotte. She'd always been a little distant toward me, but I brushed it off. Maybe it was just because I wasn't from the same social circle as them, or maybe I wasn't rich enough for her. But I never let it bother me, until one evening, just after we got engaged, when Charlotte whispered something to me that would shatter everything. Don't think you're good enough for her. You're not even close. She can do better. It started slowly, little jabs, nothing too obvious, but enough to make me uneasy. At first, it was things like how I should be aiming higher in my career, or how Alyssa needed someone more established. Those comments hit me like a ton of bricks every time, especially considering how much I sacrificed to make sure Alyssa had everything she ever wanted. But it wasn't just that, it was the way Charlotte always made me feel inferior. How she'd ignore me at family gatherings or downplay my achievements when I was around. It wasn't the kind of thing you could call out, it was always subtle, always passive-aggressive. I remember one time when she asked Alyssa, right in front of me, if I could afford the wedding we were planning. Her eyes narrowed like she was calculating something. For months, I worked double shifts to save up for the dream wedding I thought Alyssa deserved. I kept quiet about the tension between me and her family, focusing on making her happy. But little did I know, Charlotte had other plans, and she wasn't the only one. Alyssa had started pulling away, acting like she wasn't sure if I could give her the future she wanted. And then, just after we'd gotten engaged, Charlotte whispered something to me that I'll never forget. Don't think you're good enough for her. You're not even close. She can do better. The day I found out the truth was the day everything fell apart. I came home early from work, ready to surprise Alyssa with a gift I'd been planning for weeks, a small getaway to the coast to celebrate our engagement. But when I opened the door, I found her sitting on the couch, her face pale, her eyes red from crying. Before I could say anything, she spoke first. Jared, we need to talk. I sat down beside her, my heart racing. And then she said it, those words that would haunt me forever. Mom's right. You're not the one for me. You never were. It felt like a punch to the gut. Everything I had done for us, everything I had given, and it was all for nothing. She continued, her voice trembling. I don't want to disappoint you, but I can't ignore it anymore. My mom was right about you. I need someone who's more. And just like that, the woman I loved was telling me she didn't love me back. She'd been manipulated, and I was the one left to pick up the pieces of a broken heart. I didn't cry, I didn't beg, I stood up, calm but resolute. I didn't feel angry, I was numb, almost like I was watching someone else's life unfold. I knew exactly what I had to do. It wasn't about love anymore, it was about dignity. I'm done, Alyssa, I said. My voice was steady, but there was a sharpness to it. I won't chase after someone who doesn't want me. You've made your choice. She tried to apologize, to tell me she was confused, but I didn't give her the satisfaction of hearing it. I walked out the door, not looking back. The next morning, I sat down and planned my next move. Charlotte had thought she could control me, but she was wrong. It was time for me to take back control. What happened next was like watching the storm you've been running from finally break. The texts from Charlotte came flooding in, one after another, each more frantic than the last. "Jared, you can't do this. I'll ruin you. You'll never get another job in this city. Do you understand?" I read each one, but I didn't respond. I let the messages pile up, like pieces of garbage in a landfill. I could feel the tension mounting, but I knew that the best way to handle this was with silence, powerful, suffocating silence. The truth always comes out in the end. I had a card to play, something that Charlotte never saw coming. A recording of her, from a private conversation we had at Alyssa's birthday party, where she openly admitted her intentions to break us up, to control Alyssa's life. I uploaded the video to a public platform, letting the world see who Charlotte really was. It wasn't about revenge, it was about truth. And when people saw the video, the backlash was swift and unforgiving. Alyssa's mother, the woman who tried to tear my life apart, was publicly humiliated. The shame on her face when it all came to light was all the satisfaction I needed. It was over. As for Alyssa, well, she couldn't take the pressure. She reached out once, but I wasn't interested in hearing her excuses. What was done was done. But for me, it wasn't just about the fall of Charlotte or the end of my engagement. It was about reclaiming my life. I wasn't the man I was a year ago, broken, unsure. I was stronger now. I had learned the most important lesson of all: you don't have to sacrifice yourself for anyone. Not for love. Not for family. Not for approval. It's funny, the way life works out sometimes. I've never felt more at peace. No more lies. No more pretending. Just me, walking my own path. If you've ever had to let go of something you thought you couldn't live without, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of self-discovery and strength. Sometimes, the hardest part isn't letting go, it's knowing you'll be better for it in the end. And trust me, you will be.